Welcome to Infinite Outdoor Adventures. Today we're going to be doing an open box and an on-the-water review on the Striker Vivid 4CV. It does come with the GT 20 TM transducer, which from my understanding is an upgrade from the regular 4CV that grabs the image from the side and then tries to pull it together, as opposed to this one where you're getting a true down image. Of course, they call it clear view. It has the 4.3 inch screen, same resolution, but you are gaining what they call the Vivid. Like they have like 7 different palettes that you can use on the clear view, and also are gaining the quick draw contour maps. Now the previous model only had the way maps where you could mark different places, but this one actually, once you turn on the quick draw contours, it will actually start drawing a map of the area that you're in. And they state you can get like up to 2 million acres or something insane like that. Now in this particular box, it is saying on the 4CV that you're also able to share waypoints and routes with other Striker and Select EchoMac models, so that probably is on select models, but hey, we'll find out. So let's go ahead and open this up. I think one of the biggest benefits to this is going to be the newer transducer. Now, this is the head unit here, and it is a pretty nice head unit. It looks very similar to the 4CV. It has a little like blue stripe on the side. I think that's pretty jazzy. And it does seem a little bit thinner, but I could be wrong there as well. But it's a really nice looking unit there. So let's see what all came with the setup. So it looks like we have some books, manuals, maybe some warranties, things of that nature. We'll take a look at that a little bit later. So what do we have here? Well, this is definitely the trolling mount for the transducer to hook to a trolling motor. This is what I'm going to assume. This definitely, so there's 2 pieces to it. This is going to go to for the transit mount, which you hook to the back, swivel up and down. Now, okay, let's see. It looks like, so here's the transducer, which is definitely the newer transducer. What happens is, of course, this plate goes over, and then this goes to the transom. So we have the transducer here. I noticed right off top, this seems definitely is a different shape and a tad bit heavier. It seems more sturdy than the one I have on the 4CV. I want to bring mention to, I know this because I always like to look up reviews, things of that nature prior to purchasing something. I know a few people had a few complaints because they were concerned that the transom mount was like a molded plastic as opposed to metal. But in my opinion, this does seem pretty doggone sturdy. And this is 2020. I mean, they make quite a few things out of molded plastic that are very durable and hold up. All the hardware is in there. So these are all like your through hole fittings, and if you're bringing your transducer wire up over so you can clamp them down. Swivel bracket, their standard swivel bracket with the 4CV, and some more. Oh, these would probably be the swivel brackets. No, yeah, probably the swivel bracket screws, and then last but not least, the power cable. Now let's see something here. Now I know this is pretty standard for Garmin, but they do have the blue and brown wires. Orange, brown, a little colorblind. But on here, which would be the way you would transfer data. Now I'm not saying this particular unit has it. I'll have to double check. But the wires are here. And then of course you have your standard positive and negative with the fuse cable. So in all, I'm pretty pleased as usual. I mean, this is going to be a very simple installation. I won't need the directions, but let's take a look at those. And the reason why I bring those up is because I've purchased some other fish finders in the past, and it was a little tough because the directions were not in English. And I don't mean that in a derogatory way. I have no problem with the directions being in several languages, but it would be nice if, the directions were in English and also having directions. So clearly right here we go. Directions in English. Well, it shows right here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different languages. So just about anybody be able to, if you're not, familiar with hooking up a fish finder, where you should mount the transducer, things of that nature, that's all going to be in here. Even as I noticed, gave a little template, and there again, I won't be using this. I'll just be mounting it where the previous transducer was, but a little template so you can, measure up exactly where you're going to be putting your screws and things of that nature. So there again, all in all, I'm very pleased. I would assume this, let's see what this stuff is here. That's probably so another quick start manual, which is always very helpful to keep on deck. Yep, as I suspected, it's going to tell you how to make all your adjustments, how to dial in your fish finder for you. Very helpful. That'll stay on the boat. More directions for swivel mount, warranty probably, then some just information to give them a call. So far I'm pleased. I mean, I will say I am a fan of Garmin. They have never let me down. I know they don't have a huge line of fish finders, but I also think that's a plus for them because some, I believe, are a jack of all trades, but a master of none. But it seems like through the reviews and through my personal experience with the previous Garmin unit that I had, I just had nothing but good things to say. So I had no problem with picking this unit up because, unless there's some new bugs in it, I'm very confident that this is going to be a solid unit. But we're going to put it on the water and we're going to see for sure. All right, so we're on the water now. Now I'm trying to use this contour maps, and I'm not exactly sure what it's doing, to tell you the truth. It does not look like how it is, on the little video they have. But that's not to say it's not working, and also not to say that maybe I'm not using it correctly. So I got to get down into it. So far on the other side, the regular sonar, it looks really good. Definitely, I know there were fish back there. I saw them, and they were reporting on the thing. So I'm gonna check back in here and there. We're gonna see how this thing does. Okay, so actually the contour maps was working perfectly fine. I just had to zoom in. I was too far out to see actually what was being created. And so far the fish finder is working absolutely excellent. Transducer is keeping up with the depth at high speeds. It's really nice to be able to change the different color palettes. Finally found one that I like. Can't remember which one I'm using, but once I have a chance to stop, I'm by myself, so I'm trying to do everything, by myself. But I will let you know what color palette I have going. Alright, so this is the palette I ended up going with. On the regular sonar, I went with the red and the green because what I've noticed is when you get a solid return, you get a real solid return. Like, it's there, it's red. And then as far as on the clear view, I went with, I think it's called the ice blue. If that's what it's called. Hope you guys can see that pretty good. Try to, it's where I have it positioned on my boat. But I will say this, it's holding the bottom really well. Even at high speeds, it was up to about 30, 32 miles per hour, and it was keeping the depth. As far as the clear view, this is definitely, I don't know if it's because of being able to use the different colors that's making it seem more vivid and giving like a better down image, or if it's the transducer, the GT20TM. Either way it goes, I'm really pleased with that. Now, as far as the, let's see, contour mapping, I guess I could go in through there. As you can see, that's where I've been. These are some of my usual spots. I've been out here about 7 times. This is my 7th time in 2 weeks, and I've just been skunking. So, like I had said, worst case scenario, I was going to get some nice detailed maps of my area, which I'm doing. And what it seems like is the more I go over the area and it overlaps, it's getting more and more detailed as far as what everything is. So I'm pretty impressed with that as well. As far as in the sunlight, I'm dead in the sun right now. I mean, I'm sitting right up under the sun. If I look to the left, I'm gonna blind myself, and it's showing pretty well. Something just went by the boat, as you can see right here, and then we see some right here. That might have been when I was, oh, you know what? I do have something, a rod out, so that could be that or something swimming around it, but I think it's been pretty accurate. I've come by a few schools of fish, and they popped up on the screen, hung my head over the boat. One particular time I actually ended up seeing them, so I was pretty impressed with that. So far so good. I still haven't caught a fish, but that was the whole reason why, well, I won't say the whole reason why I got this, but I got rid of my other, because I just wasn't getting returns and images like this, definitely. And I don't plan to leave until I grab something, so I'm not going home 7th time in a row on a skunk. It's just not gonna happen. So, all right, let's see how it goes. Yeah, I'm getting some really good, this is a really good fish finder. I'm getting some really good readings off the bottom. I never knew that was right there. Oh crap, I have to run in and too busy looking at the fish finder. I gotta go back over here. I saw, like what I saw, I think over here, there's some fish over here. Let me go check it out. So I finally broke my skunk. Man, look at that one, and that's definitely my PB. Oh my story. I don't know what to say. Let me get this off the hook. Boy, boy, boy. Woo! This is definitely my PB. I don't know what, man, I don't know what to place it to give you guys how long. I'm just speechless right now, man. It took 7 trips for this bad boy. Woo! Oh, man. Going 38 miles per hour and it's still holding the bottom. GPS is working good. Oh, need to trim down a little bit. As you can see, it's doing really good. I mean, it's solid. Just starting to cross. I mean, I'm doing 30, 29 now. Got a tri-hole. 75 glass drawn B156. It's a little choppy here and there if I'm not trimming. But yeah, I mean, it's real solid. Just caught a fish. This is the first time in 7 trips. Man, I'm excited, and I will attribute some of that to this fish finder, because I couldn't find these fish in Lake Mead. I was having a problem, and I fish here about once a week for 4 years. And the Striker 4CV Vivid came through for me today. So it's the morning after. I'm gonna give you my conclusion on this
Striker Vivid 4CV. Again, just extremely impressed. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I've had a Striker 4CV before on my tracker boat. Was very impressed. After that, I had picked up a Sea Swirl, and it had a Lowrance 7, and I was real happy because that was one of the selling points when I got the boat. And then when I got it home, it just couldn't get it to work properly on the water. And I went through all of the different, scenarios to supposedly fix it. Nothing worked. So with that being said, I definitely find this to be very impressive. It definitely works. It definitely does what it's supposed to do. For somebody who is a beginner, especially for the beginner, it's really gonna come in handy. I remember setting these waypoints yesterday. When I was on the water. I'm way far away from the lake right now, so I guess it's gonna try to get me from my garage to the lake. That's pretty damn impressive. With it all the way around, holds the bottom, clear graphics, the clear view again. I'm not stating this as fact, but from my understanding, this is a new transducer. And with the new transducer, in my opinion, I did see some difference in the clear view down imaging. I remember one particular point I was at, there was a buoy, and it has the little chain that goes straight down. And as I rode right next to it, it literally showed that chain that was holding the anchor all the way to the bottom. And I was just really impressed. I hadn't seen anything like that from any of my previous units. I had also used a Lowrance Hook 2 4X, and I had tons of problems with that. I won't say tons of problems, but it, definitely that particular unit is for probably kayaks, slow moving vessels. I couldn't keep the depth at higher speeds, things of that nature, and it was really frustrating. It definitely didn't have the contour maps, things, all that good stuff. All right, that was correct. Basically, I had to just zoom out, scroll over, and then zoom in. Here are my actual contour maps that I made yesterday at Lake Mead. I'm very impressed with this. Wow. Okay, now I'm really impressed. Really impressed. This is all of everything I was doing yesterday. I think some of this is gonna have different coloring because of the different speeds I was going. Click that other button. Looks like a waypoint that looks like I'm past it. So I guess that was something that I saw right there and I wanted to come back to, and something I was impressed with. This is just very impressive. That's Lake Mead right there. It actually worked out pretty well. So again, people, if this is something you're out there, you're looking for a fish finder, you're looking for something that's not going to break the bank, I think this would be a solid choice. And again, I have the the little reference guide. I'm still learning because prior to this, I really didn't, I was mainly using it for depth and speed in my other boats because I never had any true success with using the fish finder. I used to always joke with my wife, asking if they even really worked. Even with the last Striker 4CV that I had, I had more success than usual than with other fish finders. I won't say usual, but other fish finders. But Not the success that I had yesterday. I mean, after yesterday, I can confidently say that I can read a fish finder and I understand a fish finder. One of the biggest things that helped out the most was the fact that I was able to change the colors of, my returns, and it gave me colors that worked well for me. Now, to each their own. Each person probably has different palette that's going to be comfortable, but I was able to dial in the palette colors that work best for me, from my understanding, and that was another great plus. So if I had to, make a recommendation on this, rate this, I definitely would give it 5 stars for what it is. It's a $180 unit that has true down imaging now, GPS. I understand it isn't preloaded maps, but you are getting the contour maps, split frequency, split screen. GPS is keeping track of your speed. You have water temperature. The list goes on. So I would give it 5 stars, and I would definitely recommend this to anybody who was looking to get a fish finder, and definitely someone who was on a budget. Even if you weren't on a budget, maybe it's just space constraints, or you just want to get the most out of your money, you would not go wrong with this fish finder. Again, just very impressed, and would recommend this to anyone. So thanks for watching, and hopefully this will help you out, because I know I hadn't seen any actual consumer reviews on the Vivid, only reviews from the company. So this is just my opinion, but this is what I've gotten from it. So thanks, and have a good one. And it only takes a second to subscribe. Thank you for watching Infinite Outdoor Adventures.